Hello, my sports fans out there. This is Buckeye Vinny coming to you today. Today's segment is going to be about the 1974 Warren G. Harding Panthers. And what was so special about this team was that, number one, they brought the first ever state championship to Warren G. Harding High School. They were coached by Ed Glass, who had a splendid career at Warren G. Harding. And in 1974, he finished 11 wins and only one loss, and a state title to boot. And another thing that was so special about this team, not only bringing the state title, the first in Harding's career history, but what was so special was that in 1973, the year before, they finished with a respectable 6 wins and 4 losses. And Ed Glass knew that a lot of those kids that were underclassmen were coming back the following year. And so he had all kinds of talent coming back for the 1974 state championship season. The signal caller that year was quarterback Jimmy Richburg. Now, he did not do a lot of passing, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. He didn't have to pass. He ran a phenomenal option style offense over at Warren G. Harding, and he was probably one of the best in the state for running the football as the quarterback. Phenomenal job. He did have a good arm, but again, he probably only averaged 5 to 6 pass attempts a game. But when you have the running attack of John Henry Ziegler, who ended up piling up 1,800 yards that season and 21 touchdowns. They also had Jimmy Valentine. Now, this was a fullback, but let me tell you, my friends, he ran like a cheetah. This guy averaged 6.7 yards per carry, and he ran the 40 in 4.5. This guy was a speedster. Jimmy Valentine that season had 791 yards on the ground on only 104 carries. They also had junior running back Tyrone Hicks. We all remember him. He averaged 6.6 yards a carry, a phenomenal athlete, and another speedster. So with Harding, their bread and butter was their speed. They only had one lineman that was 200 pounds. That was it. So they knew that they were not going to overpower teams. But when it came to speed, that's how they won their ball games. Let me tell you also, their offense that season in 1974 averaged a phenomenal 33 points a game. They beat the likes of Massillon 35 to 10. They beat a phenomenal Steubenville Big Red team 30 to 6. They beat, obviously, Moeller to get to the championship game 20 to 10. And that's right, Jerry Faust, Cincinnati Moeller. They beat a very good Niles McKinley team 40 to 18. They beat a good Howland Tigers team 30 to nothing. And most of all, they beat their arch rivals, Warren Western Reserve, 20 to 6. So this team had it all. And a lot of those players I just mentioned went on to play D1 in college. So it goes to show not only did they have the talent and the speed, but again, they had a great coach in Ed Glass. Moving on, Jackie Hudson was their wide receiver that season. Let me tell you about Jackie. He caught 11 passes, and 5 of them went for touchdowns. So again, when I said Jimmy Richburg really did not pass the ball, he didn't. Jackie Hudson was the leading wide receiver on that team. But bottom line, half of those catches were for touchdowns. So again, Harding had it all. Great running backs, a very good quarterback, and a very good wide receiver. Moving on to the defense, my friends. Warren G. Harding Panthers only gave up 7 points a game. That is phenomenal. And I just stated the teams that they had to beat, which are top-notch football teams, and you only give up 7 points. Wonderful job on the defense. And let me also tell you with the defense, they also pitched 4 shutouts that season. A phenomenal feat for the 1974 Warren G. Harding Panthers. And like I said, for the 1974 team, they had to obviously get past Cincinnati, Moeller. We all remember them. Various state titles. And when you mention Cincinnati Moeller, obviously you think of Jerry Faust. Well, Harding was not intimidated. Again, they beat Moeller that season to get to the state game 20-10. When they did get to state, they played a very good Upper Arlington team. But my friends, let me tell you right now, this game was over probably in the beginning of the third quarter. You had Jimmy Valentine, who I mentioned already. What a speedster. He only had 6 carries in that game, but he compiled 169 yards on only 6 carries. He had 2 big touchdowns in the third quarter that opened that game wide open. A 79-yard jaunt up the middle and a 74-yard touchdown. So again, between the likes of Jimmy Valentine, John Henry Ziegler, Jimmy Richburg, Tyrone Hicks, this team was unstoppable. And their only loss on the season was to a very good Camp McKinley team, 19-6. And again, for all my fans out there that did not know this, Jim Richburg went down on the first play of the game. That's right. He injured himself on the first play of the game. Starting quarterback, had to leave the game. You know, if he would have stayed in that game, who knows if Harding could have beaten McKinley and ended up going 12-0. But bottom line, Harding finished that season 11-1. And I'm going to tell you, for all the Warren fans out there, Warren Harding Panthers really in '74 got on the map for high school football because they were known as Panther Town, USA, and it was rightly deserved. My friends out there, my fans, I'm a big Warren native and I'm big into high school football. And I just had to do this segment for all the Warren natives out there that, again, probably graduated in '74. Some of you that are listening and watching probably played on this team. So again, I just wanted to give a shout out to the 1974 Warren G. Harding Panthers, bringing home state, and it would be the first state title in Warren G. Panther history. We all know they went on to win in 1990, but this '74 team was special. I hope everyone enjoyed this segment on 1974 Warren G. Harding Panthers. Please comment. I love the comments. And please continue to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. To my next segment, to all my friends and fans, peace out. God bless. Stay safe.